Gross.
Yeah, don't put that in there. Do not.
That's the opening. Hello and welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast. This is a show where we talk about almost everything nerdy. My name is Jonah,
Pretty much.
and Corey's here.
Hey, what's up?
Josh is here.
What's up?
And Mick is here.
Hey.
We're back. We're ready to get into it. Hey, we're going to jump off and start with some trailer talk to begin with before we get into some X-Men 97 and some Bad Batch and a bunch of other stuff. But we got some trailers to discuss. So we're going to play Blaster Trash. You know it.
Yo.
If you watch the trailer,
Everyone's favorite game.
everyone, it's all the rage.
nation.
Sweeping the nation. If you think this is going to be a blast, it's a blast. If you think it's going to be a garbage, obviously it's trash.
A trash.
We are
It's a
100,
trash.
we are 100% on everything we've done so far. We were right about Madam Web. We were right about all the other trailers we've seen.
Yep.
So this is your spot
The
to
truth,
really
for the
know
truth.
about what's going on. So we're going to start with what do you guys want to start with? Which one? Let's start with Furiosa. We got trailer 2. I think this was a blast when we did the first trailer. So now we've seen a
It
little
was.
more. Now that we've seen a little more, Josh, what did you think of the trailer?
It was more of the same, so I'm gonna say it's a blast.
Okay.
I'm in the same boat as before, where the visuals are cool. It looks like a fun action, exciting action movie. The set pieces look cool. I think it's gonna be a blast. So I'm blasting.
Nick?
Yeah,
I'm
same thing. It
blasted.
really just looks like the same energy, action, filmography. What's the word? Videography. I can't. What cinematography?
Cinematography?
Cinematography.
Videography is a word as well.
Yeah. Cinematography. It looks like it has that just fun energy that Fury Road had, and then the first trailer for this movie. So yeah, it looks great. Chris Hemsworth looks insane with his fake nose and crazy desert beard hair and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah,
Desert beat.
I give it I'm blasting.
Blasting.
Off.
Corey,
Blasting off.
you're not a big fan of,
Yeah.
you've said this before,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But I mean, if you take it as, because when is it coming out? Is it coming in the summer?
yes.
Yeah, so if it's a summer kind of blockbuster kind of hit, sure,
Yeah.
whatever. Blast off however much you want, man. That's fine. I mean, what do you really what do you expect from this
Yeah.
movie? Right? It's going to be sick visuals, awesome action scenes, craziness.
Yeah.
Just don't reveal too much in the trailers, and I think I'll be happy with it.
Yeah, the thing I was most intrigued about was the opening, because there's like trees and the apple and all that
Right.
stuff, and they're like, she comes from. So it's just strange for me because I've never seen that in this world. You know, like all the movies we've seen with Mel Gibson, Mad Max, all the stuff that George Miller has done.
Yeah,
It
I thought
seems
the
like
whole
it's
world
always
was like
been
that.
just like, it sucks everywhere. But I was like, oh, really? There's a place that exists like that? So that's interesting to me if they show us more of that.
Yeah.
It's a blast for me as well. It's a blast for all of us. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I do hope it doesn't have as much of the speed cam that the Fury Road did, because I felt that was kind of like, it pulled me out of the action.
Is that like when
He
they're
got
like
dizzy is
going
what he's trying to
into
say.
the
Yeah.
into the cockpit and
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
driving
or
stuff?
you know, at the beginning when he's running away in the tunnel,
Yeah.
it was like it's like sped up, and so he's like, and you see the guys, you can tell that it's sped up,
Yeah,
and it's just a weird. I don't know. I don't like that aesthetic as much. I like the other stuff, but
it's definitely a style choice.
it is. It is.
So you prefer slower?
You know.
He wants slow motion. Baby.
like 90% of the movie to be 90.
Speaking of which, we got Rebel Moon, the Scargiver trailer that dropped as well. And I'm going to start this one off because this looks awesome. As the resident Snyder fan here, Zack Snyder said this looks like this is more of a war movie. And
How did he describe the first movie?
more like getting the band together, getting the group together. And
I
then
think
this
he
one.
described it as a ripoff. Is what he said.
Of the Seven Samurai. Yeah.
And so this one, the action looks cool. I think the coolest shots for me, I want to see Jimmy in action because I thought that was the coolest stuff. The shot where Jimmy's got like the cape is his cape is kind of flowing in the wind, and I mean that stuff got me super excited. So this is a blast for me. I liked Rebel Moon Part 1 more than you guys did. And so I just want to see how this continues the story. And I think there's going to be more emotional threads that are pulled out, which I'm looking forward to. So it's a blast for me. Mick?
I was not a big fan of the first one. I will say this trailer, I think, does the job that trailers are supposed to do, which is get you excited and make it look fun and
gunshots
cool
to the
and
beat.
gunshots,
Dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
all
dun,
that
dun,
stuff.
dun, dun, dun.
So
Dun,
as
dun,
a
dun.
one more,
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah.
And that's the trailer strat right there.
Yeah, it is.
So as a trailer, I would say it's a blast because
Okay.
there wasn't anything in the trailer I was like, nah, this looks stupid or dumb or something. The movie could be totally different.
Yeah.
It could be, you know.
Yeah, we're just
whatever,
focusing
but-
on trailers here,
But the
guys.
trailer itself,
Yep.
yeah, I'll give it a blast.
Okay.
And like you said, the Jimmy stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
Josh.
Trash it.
He's like, fool me once, blast me once, shame on me. Blast me twice.
Here's the deal. I'm trying to just think
Were you,
about the trailer.
were you the lowest rating, or was I the lowest rating?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
You guys were about the same.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
very similar. We're in like what, 6s or something like that.
I just want to
Or
give.
7s.
You guys were 6s. I was an 8.
I think I just want to just looking at. I'm trying to
High six.
Just trailer.
dissociate. Just
Yeah.
trailer.
Sure.
Trailer looks fun. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Did
I think it showed a little too much. Like I can already kind of see like, okay, this is the set piece we're doing, and this is probably towards the end of the movie.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that I was kind of like bummed about. I'm like,
When the
yeah,
Spider-Man showed up, you're like, I wish they would
yeah,
have
it's
left
like,
that
oh
for the
man,
movie.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want spoilers, you know what I mean? But I thought the lightsaber, well, whatever they call them,
Sure.
the lightsabers. What else are we gonna have?
Plasma
Laser swords.
blades.
They looked pretty. They looked cool. And then that scene of them kind of like sliding down the plane that's crashing. That's probably the third act of the movie.
Yeah.
Towards the final scene,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. And the Jimmy stuff looked cool. Like that was the stuff that I was like, oh, that looks cool. That looks like it's gonna be a blast. So I'm gonna give it a blast.
Don't show me Jimmy in the trailer. I think it'd be a really cool reveal to have your first
Yeah.
viewing of his battle prowess in the actual movie. I would have liked them to save that. Hopefully they have some other cool reveals that they have saved for the movie. But yeah, I think we know what's going to happen with this movie, and the trailer kind of just shows it. Big battle, training the villagers how to fight. Wow. Pretty standard stuff.
Wow.
But I will say this.
She's a good shot.
I mean, you can blast it all you want. I'm going to say blast, but
Yeah.
what a blast.
but only because of the first movie. It did some groundwork and some work to kind of give us some backstory and some, at least something to help build off of. And
Yeah.
I think the second one's going to reap the rewards of that. So I'm hoping for some cool action, not cheesy combat. Zack Snyder, make sure everyone's doing something that makes sense. Okay. I know you already made the film, but
He's like, listen, he's like, oh,
oh dang!
hey,
I gotta make-
guys, we
more
got to
like
go
this-
back and change this. Corey told me.
Yeah. It's more like the spirit of Snyder, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm talking to the spirit.
Was there any slow mo in the trailer?
Yeah.
I didn't see. Was
Yeah. A little
I
bit.
couldn't tell, guys. I'm so used to it.
Desensitized.
He is too sensitive.
A little
thought-
bit with
I
explosions
thought the scene-
and with the sliding
Okay,
with the
okay.
super kick,
I'll be
with the
honest.
laser
Okay.
sword.
I'll be honest, I don't remember, but there's a good chance.
Oh yeah,
The- oh,
You
I
just
bet
bet so much
I was
money.
gonna say yes.
I thought the opening fight with Cora, like at the beginning of the trailer, where she goes through that like hallway, and I thought that didn't have any slow mo, but that
It was shot cool. I like.
it was shot
I
cool.
liked how that
how it
was shot.
looked. And again, I like the way the blasters look. Like it's more like lava, like liquidy. I just
Plasma-y
like, yes,
kinda,
I like
yeah.
that aesthetic
Molten.
and stuff. But the most I'm excited for is Jimmy. I think he's the most intriguing character to me.
Well, and that was one of my praises from the first one, is that it felt like the world building and everything in the world felt different than Star Wars. So that's something that I liked about it. And it looks like it's going to continue more in the second one. So good on them.
And to be clear, I'm not saying this is going to be like an 8 or 9 for me. It's just like it's on the positive side. So
Right.
yeah, it looks
You heard it here.
the outlook.
8 or
8 or
9.
9.
Corey.
5.1.
A masterpiece. Zack
5.1
Snyder's
to 10, guys, somewhere in that range.
We'll move on to the next one here. We got Alien Romulus was the other trailer that dropped. It's kind of just a quick teaser that we got.
Yeah,
we
very
haven't
much a
had an
teaser.
Alien movie in like 7 or 8 years.
yeah,
Was the last one Covenant?
Yes.
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 Which I liked. Ridley Scott did that one, but this one, they're kind of not paying attention to the stuff Ridley Scott did with Prometheus and Covenant, and he's kind of just this director is just deciding to do something kind of, even though it has Ridley Scott's name on it,
Produced by.
it's not taking into account the stuff from Prometheus, which I really love. Prometheus, I think it's one of my favorite
That was the
movies.
last one I watched.
But this looks like it's more back in the vein of the original Alien and Aliens. So I thought it looked interesting. I love the like they do that in all the trailers.
The cats.
Yeah, the alarm sound
Cat
stuff.
alarm.
The face huggers running like multiple
Yeah,
of
that was
them.
pretty
That
good.
was creepy. This is a blast for me. I'm gonna go watch this. I like the Alien movies, and so this seems like it's going back to the originals of like people on a ship and an alien's there, and you gotta try to survive. So it's a blast for me.
Yeah, the facehugger thing that definitely like triggered my arachnophobia. All the multiple legs
Yeah.
freaks me out. I
Got
think
me,
in
dude.
terms of like being an unsettling feeling watching the trailer, it did a good job. But I've never been a huge fan of the Alien franchise. I saw Prometheus and I thought it was fine. I think I actually saw it with you in theaters
Probably.
a long time ago. But I jumped right into that, not like knowing anything.
Nice.
So I don't think I've seen Aliens. I think I saw the first one, Alien. But I'm just not a horror movie guy
Yeah.
anyway, so it's not my most desired type of film. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, how many times can they do this type? It just seems like from the small teaser trailer, it just seems so familiar.
Yeah.
Everything that they've done before. For me, it just seems like it's getting a little dried out, a little overdone. So I'm probably going to give it a trash.
Nice. Hey, say it with
But
confidence. Say it with confidence.
trash. But again, it's just not really my
Yeah,
type of
not your
movie.
thing. 1-1, Josh and Corey. Who wants to go
ahead,
first?
Well, you like
You
it.
go,
You like it. I don't like the horror like suspense kind of aspect of it. Not a huge fan. If they for some reason brought some really interesting new kind of aspect to these movies, maybe I'm in.
Like Among Us or something.
What if it's like a
Yeah.
musical?
There you go. Then you got
Oh,
me.
my honey.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was like that, where he pops out, serves you food at the diner and stuff, that'd be sick. Yeah, pops out of the chest or whatever. Yeah, trash for me. And that's only because it's just not my genre. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I think it's like horror, suspense, then sci-fi in my book is kind of how I see those movies. Just creepy, bro. I'm good. I don't want to be creeped out, bro. Enough creeps are in the real world. I'm
Here,
good.
here.
Creepsville. All right.
And I'm sitting next to three of them.
Yeah, it's 2-1, Josh. What are you going to do?
Well, I really like this trailer
Yeah, you like Alien.
because I like the Alien franchise, and I thought it like captured the feeling of the original, and it looks like it's mixing it with Aliens, so it's like a kind of mix between the two. Whereas Aliens more of like a suspense,
Yeah.
and Aliens is more of an action, but it looks like they're kind of bridging the gap. I thought the set looked really cool, like just that hallway scene, like the slow tracking shot coming back, and you see the blood. I'm a sucker for Alien. I don't know what it is. Those face huggers, you know,
I don't get it.
my besties. Dude.
I don't get it.
I love me a good face hugger.
There better be a scene where a guy looks into it.
Yeah, exactly. There's
what
always
is
an
there?
egg, and they're like,
Yeah,
huh,
let me look in.
there's
Let me put my
something in
face
there.
right in there.
Yeah, but see, for those movies, like I know there's something there. Like I'm not fooled. By
Well, they do
anything.
too,
Well, they haven't seen.
but they
it.
want to see it.
They haven't seen an Alien movie before.
Yeah,
so they
that
don't
is
know.
true. We have that
We
on
have
them.
them. Yeah.
We've seen like 8 of them.
Good point.
So this is all brand new.
Yeah.
We know, like, hey,
Yeah.
don't look in the egg, bro. You're gonna get face.
Yeah, it's kind of just like the same as like scary movies where it's like they're stuck in a house.
Yeah.
And oh man, let's break off into groups, and they always do these kind of tropes. And it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's not as tropey as scary movies
Yeah.
are, but it's getting to that point. It's kind of my
Yeah.
my feeling.
I do agree with what you're saying, Mick. It's like, how many times can they do this?
Yeah.
Like, we're stuck on a ship and there's an alien on there.
Well, and I feel like Prometheus and Alien Covenant were like the answer to that, to be like, well, we're going to build out more of the lore and it's going to be a little different, but people didn't like that.
Yeah.
So now they're doing like, let's go back to basics.
You think they're gonna put Elon Musk cameo in the archives or something like that?
Yeah,
They should.
definitely.
They're making an electric alien.
Ooh,
Dang.
nice. Runs on solar.
What do we do now? I said
Well, it's just- it's a draw.
blast.
Can we
It's a
do
draw.
them both at once?
You can.
That was good.
There you go.
Unsettling.
Yeah,
That was
it's just
perfect.
both of us.
Yeah.
The last trailer that we're gonna kind of talk about, and we're probably gonna take a longer time on this one. Star Wars Acolyte trailer dropped.
That's the Acolyte. TV.
The Acolyte takes place
Sir
100 years before the Phantom Menace. So there's already Star Wars fans complaining about that. Surprise, surprise. But
They're I mean, I'm not surprised, but why are they complaining?
they're complaining because they're like, in the Phantom Menace, they said there hasn't been a Sith for thousands of years. So anybody in the trailer that saw the red lightsaber has to die, or else they would. And I'm like, okay,
Like also Keanu Mundi's an idiot, so you're gonna trust the Jedi Council? Yeah.
That is true.
We're trusting the Jedi Council.
Never trust the Jedi.
You know,
Never.
and it's an easy thing to fix. It's like, it's been a Jedi hasn't been Sith hasn't been seen for over 1,000 years, and then you ought to be like, except for that once. Remember, like 100 years ago when I told you about that one thing that happened with him? He's like,
Sith.
And he's like, well, did he ever
but
say
did
he was
really
Sith?
was a really
He
a
wasn't
Sith?
full-fledged
Oh,
Sith. Yeah.
Easy.
You can have a red lightsaber,
And you can
not
do
be
that in,
Sith.
exactly. You can do that in a comic. You know, you just. But as far as the trailer goes, so with something we talk about, I'm stealing Corey's
Talk it.
thing right now, but Corey talks about like ignite those lightsabers, you know,
Yeah.
and it's nice to see like green, blue, yellow, like 8
All
or
the
9 just light up, and you're like, okay, I'm down. I'm down with this. It's an era which we haven't seen. Everything we've seen has been kind of like after, the Mando universe, kind of like it's all been in the same universe. It's nice to be 100 years before in a new era, new characters, setting stuff up for some sort of Sith Lord, we're assuming. Is this
Can't be a
Plagueis? Like, could they be setting up something like that? I'm excited because I don't know much about it. The kind of aspect of it's more of a detective noir story is what they're saying, like a Jedi Master investigating Jedi getting murdered. That's intriguing to me. It seems like a different genre that they're messing with. The acting looks good. The visuals look good. The Wookiee, give me a Jedi Wookiee running around with a lightsaber.
Sick.
I'm so for that. So this is a blast to me.
I think a lot of people are of opposite minds. Like there's just such a huge amount of people speaking out against this trailer. It's interesting. It's like I don't know what it is, but a lot of people are claiming that they're pandering to the fan base and that they're trying to just kind of cash grab with this one. I also saw some people being like, well, I thought this was supposed to be like a CSI kind of like detective story, but there's a lot of kung fu fighting and it looks almost like, like that air kicking and stuff like that. It looked kind of different from Star Wars that we've seen in the past. What do you guys think about that kind of aspect of it? Because did the trailer look like Star Wars? I mean, there were robes, there was the Jedi Council room, there was the lightsabers and everything, but did it feel like Star Wars?
To me, it did, for this reason, because I think
Because lightsabers doesn't equal Star Wars.
right, but I do think there were the music to me felt really close to Duel of the Fates. Like towards the end of the trailer, you hear the choir singing. It was the shots where I assume the acolyte is going to see the Sith, her master. Those shots felt really like Star Wars, the one especially where he's like his reflections in the water. You kind of just see the back of him, like that kind of stuff. And so it did. The shots in the Jedi Temple, I mean, all that stuff to me felt like it. Now, when you talk about the Kung Fu stuff, I think that's a cool thing to put in there, because I do think if we're going where the Jedi are at the height of their powers, that's the kind of stuff you're gonna see. Like they're fighting. It has to be different than what we've been seeing in, the years.
There's going to be stylistic differences,
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say that like air kicking and stuff like that happened with like a bad person. So it wasn't even a Jedi who was doing that. So it's like, it makes sense for it to be different because they're different antagonists. They're going to fight differently.
Yeah.
I don't get why people are kind of saying that kind of stuff.
I have no idea because
Because there's no characters that we've seen before.
Well, that's
Maybe.
what I like about it is
I know,
that
it's
we're
like,
so
yeah.
removed from the Skywalker saga. You know what I mean? Like these are all characters. There's some characters from the book that if you read the books you'll recognize or whatever, which I haven't. So, but yeah, it's so removed from what we know. And this had the three main ingredients of a Star Wars movie: lightsabers, a cantina, and a meditation scene. Star Wars, bro.
Meditations.
Boom. There you go.
We just need a back to tank and we're good.
That's right.
Andor was not a Star Wars show.
Exactly.
No, I just think.
I mean, but that's kind of my point is, do people want the Star Wars?
Well, here's the problem,
show?
right? This is the problem right now. And we've talked about this on the show with modern Star Wars fans. There's a faction of fans that anything Disney comes out with is going to be a negative. And so what is making people have this reaction where you're saying they're pandering is because of stuff that came out a year ago or a year and a half ago where the director said some comments and people were like, that doesn't sound like Star Wars at all. And so my whole thing is like a lot of those comments are either taken out of context or they're not fully, like people don't see the whole context of it. And so then they just take these stances of like, oh, it's Disney Star Wars, it's going woke, or they're pandering, or it's another female lead, like that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, just watch it. Like if it's a good story, if it's done well, then it's good. And if you don't like it, then you can trash it. But I just feel like what we're dealing with, and it's not just Star Wars fandom, but we've seen it with Rings of Power, we saw it with Avatar, we saw it with anything that is beloved. It seems to be like there's a initial, like even before seeing anything, it's like, this is going to suck. And so it's negativity wins the day instead of being like, well, let's just wait and see it and then decide after you watch it if you liked it or not. It's just kind of, especially with Star Wars right now, it's like there's a group of fans that make their money, get their views, get their clicks on just being negative. And anything Disney does is going to be stupid.
And I will say that when you say a group of people, I think it is bigger than, a group is whatever. It's a big group. There are currently over 300K dislikes on this trailer, around 150 likes on this trailer. And it is just bombed with not terrible, but bad, like negative comments, just making fun of it or saying how it's going to fail, blah, blah, blah. I don't really see any positive comments. Like 1 out of 100 is a positive. It's kind of crazy. And obviously people aren't going to comment on something that they like. They always just comment when they don't like something. That's kind of famous for internet anyway, just no matter how you go about it.
It's the Russian bots, dude.
Well, but here's the thing. So, for example, I watched the trailer 8 times and I didn't like it and I didn't comment that I liked it, but I've watched it 8 times. So I just feel like there's people that are invested in hating and it's always, that's what gets interactions like with people. If you go to they get me every time, right? If I post something or someone posts something and then the comments like, this is complete garbage. And I'm like, well, it's not complete garbage because this, right? And then they got me.
Gotcha.
And so if I say, oh, I love this is awesome, no one's going to interact with me loving something. It's more if I say, oh, this is stupid, you're going to get that interaction.
You're right. This trailer did suck. You're right. Just kidding. I loved it. I think it's awesome. I'm blasting off on it.
I'm blasting too.
Yeah. I think it feels familiar enough to like the prequel series, but then also feeling new and fresh. And in terms of having kung fu and like a detective story, I mean, look at Batman. Detective, kung fu.
That is true. He's a League of Assassins.
Works.
I also thought the cast is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the guy from
Moss.
Squid Game, Trinity.
Just gonna name the
Yeah.
Rue from the Hunger Games.
Rue from the Hunger Games.
that's
Daphne Keane from Logan.
X,
You mean
whatever.
X-23?
X-23.
Yes. So, I mean, the acting looked good.
Yeah.
And there was enough change where it's
Frank
like
Oz,
it doesn't
I don't know
pull
if you've
you.
heard
It
of him.
doesn't pull you out of it. Like when I'm like, oh, that's the girl from the Matrix. It wasn't like.
Yeah. I had forgotten she was in it, and I was like, oh, sweet.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna die really early.
Whoa.
Spoiler alert.
I've got some concerns about their characters. I didn't know who was the main character after watching the trailer.
Squid Game.
So-
Okay,
But who's the
maybe.
acolyte?
From just from what I
Just from
watched
the
from watching the trailer, I assume the acolyte is the Rue from the Hunger Games, and she's the girl that says, "I see fire."
Yeah.
Like that's her when she's young,
That's a great guess.
and she kills Carrie Ann Moss, and then the guy
Squid Game.
the
Has to find
Squid Game has to then
Trinity.
he's a detective trying to do this, and she used to be his
Padawan.
Padawan, so that's why he's. I feel like that's kind of what the story is.
I feel like I don't even need to watch the show now.
Yeah.
I told you it all.
been-
And at the end,
told you
and
it
at
all.
the end, it's going to be revealed that she's the acolyte to Plagueis.
Dream
I mean,
on.
that'd be cool.
Dream on.
What does acolyte mean?
Means
Like
a
a
follower
follower.
of.
A dark
Dark, yeah.
follower.
That explains a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what people do because I feel like the group of fans that hates Disney really likes the EU. Like they're like, old Star Wars was the best.
Yeah.
Like all the extended universe stuff
Yeah.
was amazing because I love Chewie getting killed by a moon, and I
Yeah.
love Luke, and I love all the clones and stuff like that. But I guess the director and the writer said, she's like, oh, I grew up on the EU. She's like, I put in some stuff from the EU, like in the beginning and towards the end. He's like, just concepts that were from the EU, but no one said I couldn't do it, so I just
Yeah.
put them in there.
Well, because you're so far removed.
So I'm
great.
curious to see if like when it turns into of them being like, I can't believe she did that. You know, she's like, she's a
Yeah.
fan of the same thing that you like.
Yeah.
But you're just gonna
They'll never
you're
acknowledge
most likely
it.
going to be like, well, that sucks because this show's made by Disney and that sucks.
Yes.
So it'll
Yes.
be
That's what
interesting
it'll
to
be.
see what it is.
They'll say something like,
it was
well,
under-
it's cool that you put that in, but they still ruined Luke.
Yes. Well,
You know, that's what it always will come down to, and they'll still. I don't know.
yes. Right. If this was under a different banner other than Disney, it would
Yeah.
have a way different reception.
Yeah.
And that is true.
If Sony was doing
This happens all the time in gaming as well because of what a bigger company like EA has done in the past. All their future games are then just kind of berated,
Yeah.
just kind of raked over their coals. But when an indie developer, Power World, comes out and it's awesome, they're like, this is awesome. Like, this is the greatest developers ever. Like, it's so sick. We love these guys.
until they start doing like
Until
loot
they-
crates or something.
Yeah. Or there's some kind of allegations or whatever. But like, I don't know. It's interesting. I wish people would just take it for the face value, judge it by how it is, and then just try the first one or two episodes. I think is it going to be a 2-episode?
2-episode premiere.
Yeah. And
So
then 8
watch
total, I think.
Just watch the premiere, or whatever. Get someone else's account, whatever. Watch it and see, because prejudging it doesn't get us anywhere, guys. I mean, if you love Star Wars, you want it to live on. If you don't watch it, it's going to die. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of the gist of it. So, I mean, I love. You know me. I love Jedis and lightsabers. So this is a blast for me.
Yeah. We all blasting. We blasting.
Oh, what a blast.
But I'm concerned about the protagonist, the main story.
Yeah,
I hope it
that makes
is
sense.
enthralling, and I really like the story. I hope so.
Nice. Well, we're just going to segue into some news before we talk about X-Men. Speaking of the Acolyte, Phantom Menace is coming back into theaters.
Aren't all of them?
Yes, but Phantom
Yeah,
Menace is
it's coming
coming
out first.
It's coming first.
Yeah.
And apparently at the end of the showings, they're going to have like a either a trailer or a special look at the Acolyte. So I think they come out May
May the
3rd or
4th.
something. No, I think it's before.
They should. They should.
But they're
Seems like
so,
a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
so they're gonna do that. I don't know. Are you guys interested in going and watching
I'll probably go watch
the
it.
remasters of it?
No,
No.
I watch it at home.
Yeah, but not with
not in the
like.
theater.
Come on, bro. So it's,
If you pay for my ticket, I'll come.
Do we know what theaters
But
it's
that's my
gonna be in?
point.
I don't know.
The tickets are so dang expensive, bro. It's just, you feel me out there,
Yeah,
internet.
economy is tough.
This economy,
You
bro.
feel me, guys?
Pretty rough.
What, $15+ to go watch a movie? $15 for a popcorn box? Whatever they are.
That is
Oh.
true. It's rough. Times are rough out there. Anyways,
maybe I'd watch
the it's coming out, and there's going to be a little sneak peek. The other Star Wars news that dropped was apparently Rogue Squadron, which had been announced with Patty Jenkins, and then James Gunn axed her from the DCU, so now she's got time on her hands. So in an interview, she said that, "Oh yeah, I'm working on." Everyone thought it was like
It was dead.
canceled.
Yeah.
it was dead,
Yeah.
and now they're saying that she's back working on a Rogue Squadron movie. So,
Can she-
what are your thoughts on that, guys?
I'll like it as long as she makes another video of her roller skating around and being like, "Hey, I'm still making this movie, by the way."
Yeah,
My
triple
father
action.
was a fighter pilot, and I'm still making this movie.
And I still roller skate.
hey,
I
like that video.
I was excited for her to do a Rogue Squadron.
and then you saw
That
Wonder
movie.
Woman 84.
And then I was like, okay, whatever. I still liked Wonder Woman 1, or whatever it was
Yeah.
called. And so I'm glad that it's coming out, and hopefully that'll take Taika Waititi's place.
Here, here,
Here, I
yeah,
guess.
here.
Thought you
If
had
I
some-
had to
Here,
choose,
here.
if I have to choose between those two, get me Rogue Squadron.
proposing? Let her speak.
That's so dumb. I mean, I'm not a huge whatever. I mean, I own the video game
That's right. We used to play it at your house.
Rogue Squadron. It was fun.
God.
I think that started with all my headaches, actually.
Back in
Yeah,
Trying
back in
elementary
the-
school.
yeah.
So you probably
Cable, the
shouldn't watch the
AT-ATs?
show then.
yeah.
Yeah. Or movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll get Gal Gadot and be a fighter
She'll be
pilot.
an X-wing.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Mike. I
There you
really
go.
like that idea.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. She voices it.
The last piece of news, I don't have much news. There's a bunch of Henry Cavill rumors that he's joining the Marvel universe. So everyone is saying that yes, he is jumping from DC to Marvel.
Wow.
A lot of
Of
people
course
said
he is.
Doctor Doom was the big
So
thing.
that's a long-term one.
So-
That's a multiple
Right.
investment.
And so but rumors have, as Deadpool's getting closer and there's been more leaks coming out, there seems to be two options: that he's either going to be Cyclops, or that he is Wolverine, and that we're going to see
Wolverine
him
variant.
in Deadpool as a Wolverine variant. They're saying that maybe he was already in the trailer. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that something you guys want? If you could have him be any of those three characters, what would you prefer?
I mean, I don't know. In terms of like a one-off, haha, funny look, it's a cameo. I feel like specifically with Henry Cavill, to me, it would feel like kind of a waste. I would rather see him actually flourish in a longer-lasting role like Doctor Doom.
Yep.
But some people are saying that his Wolverine, he's in Deadpool, but
Well-
then he will become the Wolverine for the MCU.
His variant might be the one that takes over. Yeah.
So Hugh Jackman's not going to be the Wolverine.
Yeah.
So he would be, if he's Wolverine or Cyclops, he's basically going to be the Wolverine or Cyclops for the Marvel.
The main story.
I think I'd rather see him as a villain.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun to see him do a different kind of...
You can't
As Kang.
You can't imagine him.
Replacing Jonathan
Yeah,
Majors.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
Exactly.
That'd be funny.
1,000 or 1,000,000 Henry Cavills everywhere.
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine him as Wolverine. He's a great actor, and he can get really ripped, obviously.
And he's got the beard and he's hairy.
And there are.
He is
That
hairy.
is
He's
true.
very hairy.
And he can
Really
talk
is.
like this, bub.
He's. I don't
Can he?
see. That's the
I
thing.
don't
I
think
don't,
he can. Yeah, he could.
I don't think he can do
In a
that.
British accent.
He's got a good gravelly voice.
Yeah, he's got a
could do
great
it.
He's, bro, but every time I listen to him,
Like creepy.
it sounds British.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to do.
Oi, bub. What you do here? I'm gonna shank ya.
He could be a British Wolverine.
knives.
I'm gonna wet ya. I wet ya. That's what they say. Yeah, obviously Doctor Doom would be awesome because then he'd be around for longer,
Yeah.
and he'd be able to really. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to kind of see him stretch his acting a little bit.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think Doctor Doom would be the
bad guy would be
ideal.
cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see him.
Have
play.
we seen him as a bad guy? I don't think so.
Mission Impossible.
Oh,
Spoiler alert!
whoa.
I didn't finish that movie. He was good in the beginning.
He cocked his arm.
I didn't say which Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow. I think Cyclops. I wouldn't want to see him play Cyclops because he's already been the Boy Scout for DC, and he's just basically
the Boy Scout.
the Boy
for
Scout, you know.
DC.
And Cyclops is like the biggest Boy Scout ever.
Yeah, goody two shoes.
So I'd rather
Yeah, but
see him
he
Wolverine.
fits that though. Like
Yeah,
you could
but-
totally see him as Cyclops, and I'd be like, that looks
Typecasting.
like Cyclops.
Yeah, but I feel like I've already seen him that way. You know what I mean? I'd rather see him play Doctor Doom.
Okay.
Or Wolverine would be fine, I guess.
I feel like a lot of people would argue that he was not a Boy Scout in the
Well,
DC movie.
Well,
yeah, I guess
All
you're
the
right.
people that would argue he's not a Boy Scout are idiots.
He is a murderer in it, so yeah, not my Superman, that's for sure.
Maybe I could see him as an X-wing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's hairy.
there you go.
yeah.
He's got the chest hair.
Yeah, all three of those to me are like, yeah, do that. Whatever,
same
whatever
time?
they give
All of
him.
them.
Yeah,
Whatever
just
they
do
give
all of
him. I mean, there's variants. He can
Holy
be
crap.
everyone. I think he could pull off and do Wolverine, and I think he'd be awesome as Cyclops. And if he's Doctor Doom, I'm like, that would be sick, because he could,
That'd be
like,
cool.
it'd be something different for him. But you could see, like, Doctor Doom kind of has that charisma.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like,
I think
Henry
he did.
Cavill can pull off, like, the threat level, and you just have him show up and take out Kang, like, just snap his neck.
I feel like he's gonna
And
be
then,
Wolverine.
boom.
I
I'm
feel
down
like
with
he's
that.
gonna be Wolverine. I want him as Doctor Doom though.
Yeah.
I like Mick was saying, I hope if he is in Deadpool, he is the Wolverine moving forward.
Yeah.
It's not just a one-off.
Yeah.
Like, oh look, it's Patch.
Like
and
freaking
you know this guy. You've seen him
Jim.
around.
Like
Yeah.
Jim.
Like Jim
Yeah,
Halpert,
like that-
yeah.
yeah.
It was like, oh,
That
Yeah,
would be
well,
really
let me
dumb.
make you spaghetti and
let me
you're
get
done.
spaghettied. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the news, guys. That's all I had. Was there anything you guys wanted to bring up? I didn't ask you guys. You know, I don't want it to be all about me and the news I bring. Is there any news you have?
I was gonna say we didn't talk about the Borderlands trailer. That was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
that's
a couple
true,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Oh, we missed it, guys. We could have blasted or trashed it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Dang, it already came out.
Oh,
shoot.
Wasn't there a new
didn't come
Fallout
out.
trailer too?
It was a clip.
Yeah, I think it was just a
Fallout, like-
that
I
might-
thought it was
that
a-
might have
I
been
thought it was a new trailer,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
a new trailer.
Spoiler alert: Borderlands trailer trash.
Yeah. Do you know what my biggest
I'll let
issue
you guys
was?
know.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like-
among a lot of other actors.
Yeah, but I'm like, Kevin Hart was like, this guy's supposed to be like epic, cool hero, and you're like, he just looks out of place. It's just, I don't know. It just, the whole trailer just felt, as someone who's not a fan of Borderlands, and I don't even
Oh.
know much, but I was just like, they tried to do like Jumanji, like, hey, let's just get the same actors that did Jumanji.
I know. That was weird.
Jack Black's in it, you know, and
The Rock.
I was waiting for The Rock to show up. But it just, yeah.
He's literally just playing a rock in the desert.
And Kate Blanchett looks totally out of, I don't know. It was just, it was weird
The
casting.
casting's bad, and that's kind of where you start. That's kind of the building block.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not hopeful on that one.
I thought
Wow.
it, I thought it,
I thought it looked great, guys.
I thought it like
Trash.
visually it looked pretty close to the game, but I mean without being shell shaded. But yeah, I'm not really interested in it.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I think just because I like more. I want to see more video game movies do well, but
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be the one that's going to be like, wow, what a great adaptation of Borderlands, and it was a great story. I think it's probably just going to be paint by numbers.
Yep.
This is a crazy action
Yeah.
movie that just happens to be called Borderlands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be themed like Borderlands,
Yeah.
all crazy.
Yeah.
And stuff.
What was the other? There was actually a video game trailer. Oh, the Marvel.
Oh,
Nin-
Captain America,
Yeah,
Black Panther,
The Black Panther.
Yeah.
1943.
Yeah. That looks pretty cool. I had forgotten that they were making that game, and I think it's the director of
Yeah.
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2.
So,
Amy something.
Schumer.
yeah, that's right.
I thought it looked cool, but I mean, it's cinematic. There wasn't any
Right.
gameplay.
I
I was
wanna
like,
see
okay,
gameplay.
I want to see gameplay because ultimately that's what matters with a video game. But I mean, Uncharted 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
So I have no reason to really doubt the game. But yeah, I would like to see some gameplay though.
Yes.
Yeah. And they just said 2025 is when it comes out. So,
Yeah.
so there'll be plenty of time to see some gameplay. But I thought as far as like, I think we just got a teaser before, right? It was just like the,
I think of like really
shield
small
or something.
teaser,
the
yeah.
shield and then maybe the Black Panther claw
Yeah.
and then a Nazi flag or,
Why haven't we
or
still
no, Hydra
gotten-
flag or something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't we get the same thing with like the Wolverine?
Yeah, it
Game?
was like
Yeah,
him at
just
a
like-
bar.
yeah,
which
him
When
at a
is that
bar.
going to come out?
I think
comes out-
25.
Yeah, 25. That
And we got the
Like
same
half
thing
of
with
that
the
game
Wonder Woman
leaked.
trailer.
they're not making a Wonder Woman game.
Yeah,
I
Are
got
they
canceled.
still?
2 years ago.
Patty Jenkins got fired.
Didn't they do the teaser for that 2 year? We were all watching together at the
Yeah, she was
under in the
rollerblading
dome
around. Saying,
in the DC fandom.
DC fandom.
Remember?
I forgot.
Phantom.
Hello.
Phantom.
Yeah,
Welcome to the D. Wow.
Wow.
This is bigger than I remember.
We're in the dome.
COVID was such a weird time, guys.
DC
You're
was
not crazy.
DC's just
Crazy,
cringe, bro.
No, but it's COVID. Blame it on COVID.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so
crazy.
They had the-
cringe, dude.
Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, did you guys see the news that they're making a Minecraft movie?
I did not.
Didn't they announce the actors?
Yeah. Do you know who Steve is? Do you even know?
I know who Steve is.
Okay. Do you know who was cast as Steve?
No.
Jack Black.
You killed my uncle.
What?
That's Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan, bro.
what?
What's wrong with you? Okay.
Quick, another quote from a completely different actor.
Go. How did that switch in my brain?
You
I
killed
don't
my
know.
uncle.
I mean,
For
they are
some
very,
reason-
You just look at me.
It's
and you
not
wanna say
even
it.
close.
they are very similar.
No, but it's not even close. How
No,
did
it's
I
pretty
think
close. Yeah,
Okay. Jack Black.
Jack
What do you see in your mind? Jack Black.
Jackie Chan.
Okay.
they're
Kung
both in
Fu-
Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
Maybe
it's that. Jack
School-
Black's in everything.
School of
Sex
Rock.
boom, dude.
That too. The Star Wars Mando episode.
Yeah.
Oh
So yeah,
man.
he was cast as Steve.
Is it going to be live What is this?
Yeah,
Live action?
yeah.
Are they going to
How
give
do
him
you
a
make
square
live
head?
action Minecraft
And
movie?
he was like, "Yeah, I was playing some Minecraft, and I really got into building bases and tunneling around in the ground." He's like, "I really like the game."
Nice.
That's
He's killing it.
Someone interviewed him, and he was talking about how he likes Minecraft.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's the man.
You killed my uncle, dude.
What is wrong with you?
It was either going to be Jack Black or Chris Pratt in
Yeah,
the role.
that's
so,
true.
Yeah.
That is a good point. I just think Jack Black's a little old. I don't know. It's just I've
How old is Steve?
ageless, probably infinite.
That is weird. That
That's
is
just the most
He
generic.
just has a
dude.
really defined jawline.
yeah. Actually,
I mean,
everything's
Jack
really,
Black isn't very square.
No, he's
He's
the
kinda-
the opposite.
He's got a
of
pretty
square.
square head, though.
a blockhead.
I think he'll be fine.
A blockhead.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. So interesting news.
Kill my uncle.
Guys, I'm sorry. For some reason, I was just thinking of Jackie Chan.
That would be crazy casting. You know, we're going to cast as Steve from Minecraft.
Jackie Chan. That'd be sick. That'd be
gosh, dude.
awesome.
All right, we're gonna move on now.
Sure.
X-Men 97 dropped 2 episodes. We all got a chance to watch them. We were big fans of the original.
Yeah, big bang.
Used to watch that as chillin'.
Yeah, boy.
And so, what'd you guys think of this first 2 episodes?
Man, it's you know when it's really good is when your mom texts you. Hey Corey, have you seen X-Men 97? She doesn't talk like this, by the way.
That's what she sounds like in
It
text.
was
form,
so
though.
nostalgic, and I thought they did a really good job. I really liked it.
Nah, hey,
Amazing. Yeah.
that's an Aunt Libby review.
My mom,
That's Aunt Libby
My mom really
approved.
loved it. And,
That's
and to
awesome,
be fair, me and my mom and Brian, our whole family watched it in the Saturday morning cartoons, and it was just so good. Man, I wasn't prepared to see how well they adapted the drawing style to a modern world. Because I went back and watched some clips because we were talking about it in previous podcasts about how janky the animation was and how like they jumped from point to point to point, and it's just bad writing. We were kids back then, right? But man, they like took that kind of like feeling and put it in a good looking like animated,
looks amazing.
really smoothly animated, but still in that like 90s American
Yeah.
comic book, animation cartoon style. It was so good. Like very surprised. And I saw a bunch of clips online showing all these different like scenes from how they animated Cyclops. Man, I forgot how sick Cyclops is.
Dude, he was sweet in this, especially in the first episode. When he was shooting himself around like.
Dude, it was dope.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Henry
When he-
Cavill's gonna
when
be
he-
great as Cyclops.
when he was falling and he just stopped himself by shooting.
Yeah,
the-
that was
bad
sick.
A.
That was cool.
That was so cool. And it was just cool. They're like, I mean, they're not straying too far, but like shot for shot, well, pretty much like 90% of the whole intro is like shot for
Yeah.
shot the same. Even kind of some of the weird movement, but it was just really well done. And I just want to like kudos to the guys who worked on that because it was just really
Yeah.
impressive how great and accurate that was to the original cartoon. And the stories, something a little bit more, there were some episodes that were really lighthearted back when we were kids. And there were some that got into this like human rights versus mutants aspect of it. And it got pretty deep.
Yeah.
And it's cool because they kind of jumped right into that aspect of it. And they're kind of, spoilers. Well, I'm not going to say it, but people have
can.
died. And so
Spoil it.
it's just cool seeing how they kind of jumped in and made it a little bit more adult in that way. And I think that's really awesome.
Xavier's totally not dead, by the way.
Well, I think in the last episode, he technically goes away with what's her name?
He,
Lalandra.
He just reincarnated.
bro, yeah.
He's the baby that was born.
Yeah.
That'd been awesome. He comes out, he's bald.
Yeah, you think he'd really let Magneto take control for forever? No, he's coming back. He's like, yo, what are you guys doing here?
I loved how his last will and testament is a full book.
Yeah, dude,
It
he's
is
got
a
a lot
whole
of he's got a
book.
lot
with
of
like
details, bro.
with
He's
like
a- he's
metal
a-
hinges on
He's
it.
he's a gentleman. He's got to do
He's a
stuff in book.
gentleman. He has to write in tomes.
That's right.
Yeah, to me, they really nailed, and it's just from this 2 episodes, but I feel like the show really nailed a feeling of it. The show feels like how you remember the original cartoon.
Yeah.
It's not like how it actually is, which I think would be a mistake. But to me, they just nailed that aspect of like, wow, this feels like I'm a kid again and I'm watching this, but it's like I'm with the storylines, I'm with the acting and the
Yeah.
animation. Like it's all really good and well done. I really, really enjoyed the first 2 episodes.
What did you think, Josh?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the 2 episodes. The first thing I thought was like with the intro, I was like, man, they just straight up recreated the intro,
Shot for shot,
like
except
the
for
same,
morphs aspects.
same little goofy like text when
Yep,
the
they're
character
all
comes
like
up.
logos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Themed
sweet.
fonts. Yeah.
And then, just the animation, it looks really, I think you said it perfectly. It kind of bridges the gap of between like, this is what the animation looks like, and then just modernizing it.
But the drawing
everything-
style is the same.
Yeah.
But it's just way more higher fidelity
Right.
and smoother.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah.
a lot more tools to make that smoother now.
And the action was really cool. That scene
Yeah,
where they're
dude.
fighting all the Sentinels, that was really sweet.
The combo attack with Gambit and Wolverine.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. But yeah, I really enjoyed. These 2 episodes were a lot of fun. Just kind of got me. I've been missing X-Men
yeah.
in a lot of ways. It's
right?
nice, it's nice to have the gang back. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
Yeah.
I was totally reminded how lame Jubilee is.
But it's
She's got the lamest like power. It's like, let me
Many
come dance with me, okay?
many fireworks.
It's like, come on, that's lame.
Yeah, she's always been kind of on the lower level.
Yeah, it's like she's the worst.
Whatever the farthest from Omega threat.
dude.
She's the opposite of that.
Storm was sick. Like when she showed up, and then like
Omega
kinda
threat
see her-
detected.
her-
That was dope.
Yeah.
the sand was
That was a
turning to
cool-
like
that-
glass.
That was a really
Yeah.
cool shot.
Really cool, dude.
Yeah.
Anytime she would show up, like just
was
the
like-
way they framed her, and like you could tell, like she's an Omega threat,
That was
which
sick.
makes it even crazier at the end when she's like, oh, she doesn't have her powers anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Magneto's crying. He's like, one of our most powerful mutants got wrecked. Yeah, no, it was really cool. The animations were
Staring at me.
Did you
for?
say what you thought already?
I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
All right. So,
I just feel bad for my boy Gambit. You know,
Hey,
you know my boy Gambit. My boy Gambit is one of my favorites.
even
and
even in that crop top.
Hey,
you know when writing's going well is when you get angry at a plot point that they're obviously going to circle back to. and
well,
resolve.
I just like
I
how
love
dare how dare you?
Good. That evokes
How
some
dare you,
negative
Rogue.
emotions. That's great.
So be mad at Rogue.
I am mad at Rogue.
That's good.
But I'm like,
Actually, don't be mad
I'm
at
like,
Rogue.
she did the right thing the first time, and he's like trying to take her. Magneto's like, let me take that glove off. Let me give you a little touch, and she's like, nah, I got it, a man.
I got
And then
it,
she
man.
comes back. She comes back. She came right back. That was it magnetism that brought her back? Maybe.
Unfair
It was
advantage.
the-
And my boy,
It
and
was
my
those
boy.
glove things that Magneto wears
Dude,
up
okay.
to his arms.
I will. Okay, I don't really
Some
like his
daddy
outfit.
issues
It's my
that brought
favorite,
it
yeah.
back.
I don't like his outfit, but
I mean, I was just like devastated for my boy Gambit. You know,
I actually Gambit's voice actor. I don't know if it was the lines. I wasn't a huge fan. I thought it was going to be more Cajun style, like, you know.
he's heartbroken, bro.
But at the end, there were a few lines where he had kind of that monchari, you know,
Yeah.
whatever kind of
Mon ami.
line. Mon ami, that's what it is. So I was like, okay, maybe it was just those previous lines that weren't very, very normal. I was like, there's no like accent. So that was kind of weird, but everything else was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought this.
So
I thought that scene with Magneto was cool, where he takes them all up into the
that was
orbit,
dope, dude.
and he gets the little one single tear, and he's like,
Yep.
"You're like, oh,
Don't make me
That was
let you
cool,
down.
man.
let you down." That
It
was
was
cool.
good.
He's like, my friend, like my commitment to my friends keeping me from killing you. Basically, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I think it would have been easy for the show writers to just be like, and he's evil.
Yeah, he's
again.
bad. Yeah,
I think it's cool that they're playing this out at least a little bit longer
Right.
just to see how this is going to go with character development and their choices and just sticking to their guns, basically, with Magneto being, I guess, a good guy.
yeah.
But I think these episodes were like 30-ish minutes too,
32.
which gives you a lot more time to breathe.
No commercials.
No commercials, interrupting the story beats, which is nice. Because if you go back, those episodes are like 20 minutes max because of commercials and stuff like that. So we got more to chew on. I don't know, man. I'm stoked. I've seen some stuff on some of the comics they think they're going to go after because some of these story beats have been around. So it looks promising. I'm excited for it. Do you know how many episodes we're going to get for this?
I don't know.
Ooh. Well, I'm stoked. I think this is one of the more positive things I've seen this year. Probably one of my favorites.
I hope too, and maybe I'm the only one here, but I hope too that it's also kind of a proof of concept for doing the same thing with the Spider-Man animated series. Again, the original series is pretty cheesy and it doesn't hold up that great.
They're super cheesy. Super cheesy.
But same thing. Like I think they can make that work too because I have a lot of nostalgia for that show,
They mentioned
and they're connected anyway.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they're in the same universe.
They are.
in that. I think the newspaper that blows by. I think people were saying
Is
like,
Spider-Man, a
yeah,
mutant.
Spider-Man and mutant, and then Eddie Brock like took
Yeah.
pictures and stuff. So
I wonder.
it'd be interesting if they brought in. Yeah, they like tied it in somehow. I saw someone saying like, oh, they should bring in the old Iron Man. From the Iron Man cartoon, also like, yeah, that'd be pretty. Just like
Giant
the '90s,
mullet.
yeah, the giant '90s, yeah, cartoon
Yeah.
universe.
That'd be cool.
I mean, that's arguably some of the best cartoons. That generation.
I mean, after the Batman animated series, yeah.
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 No, I just
Yeah.
What are you staring at? All this? He's just like,
Nothing. I'm just looking around.
Just wait for the next person to
Okay.
talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. As a big watcher and big fan when I was growing up of X-Men, this definitely lived up to the expectation and kind of the bar that I thought he needed to reach. So, yeah.
Do you guys like the newer voice actors? Because not all the old voice actors came back.
I think-
I think Cyclops is new, right?
Yeah, I think Cyclops was actually pretty good.
He
Actually,
still sounds so much like Nolan North to me. It's like I know it's not him, but it sounds like him. But no, he's great though.
I think they should have gotten, Jackie Chan or someone to
Jackie
voice
Chan or
act.
Jack Black, one of
Yeah,
those two.
you know,
They're so similar.
yeah,
that's what we're missing.
They're interchangeable.
for Cyclops
Yeah,
to be like, you killed
know,
my uncle.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Xavier.
My X-Men to me.
My X-Men. What do you think about the mutant they introduced? The like rich kid.
Oh, he's supposed to be Sunspot, right?
I mean, he looked okay.
At least his right arm was.
I thought the arm stuff was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Looking,
Yeah.
but yeah. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah.
good start so far.
Really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on to the last thing we'll talk about for this episode is we got a new episode of The Bad Batch. So Corey didn't watch it. You're not caught up. Do you
Yeah,
care if
look.
we spoil?
Spoil away.
Basically, Wrecker and Hunter want to get some info on the M count, why they're looking for Omega. So they get with Fennec Shand and they do a little shenanigans there with her. And it's a pretty straightforward episode. I think kind of moving the point a little forward to be like, hey, we got to figure out a way that they get information. I think the biggest thing is at the end when she's talks to somebody. I think she's talking to Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
That's my guess, is that she's trying to let them know.
But she was confirmed to come back, right?
We saw
Yeah,
in
she's
the
in the
trailer.
trailer.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure out how
Gotta
that
come
would
in
fit
eventually.
in. So,
Yeah.
what did you guys thoughts overall on the episode? I feel like it was more like action
Yeah.
heavy,
was
not
like-
so.
There was so much like Apocalypse Now references. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but to me, it was just like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing here. I would say as a season as a whole right now, I think it's the best.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed what they've done with Crosshair and Omega. I love just the aspect of a guy trying to redeem himself, and I think they're just doing it so well. They're like doing it slowly and organically, and all his struggles with his, mental condition, with his hand and shooting and everything. Like, I just love how they're just taking their time with it.
To end up killing him at the end. They
No.
heal him to kill him.
that wasn't my.
Jonah said they're all dying. Every last one of them.
Is that true?
That's what he
That's what I
said.
said last time.
I don't know about that.
Right?
But yeah, no, it was a good episode. But yeah, they're just trying to figure out what M count means.
Like we've heard it before.
I just want them to say
M count. Just say
midichlorians. Just say
midichlorians.
midichlorians.
Just say it.
Why?
They're scared to say
Because
it.
they're scared to say
scared
it.
to
That's why they're saying M count. Because they're like, they don't want people to freak out. Like, midichlorians are so stupid. But they're always like, no, the M count, the M count. I'm like, just say it.
Have they said it once?
No.
Since
No.
that
It's always
point?
been M count.
And
Even in the Mando universe, they always say M
M
count.
count. But it's
Well, maybe they would actually know. They're like, oh, midichlorians, isn't that related to the Force?
It
And
needs
then
to
they would-
be.
it would
It
give it
needs
away.
to be a Jedi to bring it up. They need to find a
From the
Jedi to
boss?
be like,
Like
maybe?
M count, and he's like, oh, you mean midichlorians?
maybe Asajj Ventress is like,
she would know.
they're
it.
looking for midichlorian counts.
And they're like, oh, M count.
Yeah.
It makes
That's
sense now.
stupid.
That's what the M
Like,
stands
fans
for.
are gonna hate this.
That's very science-y.
Yeah.
The Force is mystical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the episode was. I don't think it was my favorite episode.
No.
But I did like the stuff with Crosshair mostly, like him
Yeah.
and Omega trying to figure out like, hey, why you got the shakes, bro?
Yeah. It's a mental issue.
You got the shakes, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I do like that we're kind of moving the story along. It was cool to see Fennec Shand again.
Her ship is cool. I need that in the Lego.
That's what I thought the same thing, dude. I was like, that looks like a good Lego set. So Lego, if you're out there listening, Mr. Lego,
Sir Lego.
Yeah,
Give us
I
Fennec
agree. I
Shand's
think
ship.
They'll
this
do it.
wasn't my favorite episode, but it, like you said, it was necessary to push the story along. You can't. These are kind of the episodes that a lot of people say are filler, but I'm like, they're important to bring in new characters, to fill in connections, to kind of the stuff with Omega and Crosshair, which was like away from what Wrecker and Hunter were doing, was important to kind of just continue to build their relationship where I like that it hasn't been just like, oh, everything's fixed after he's back with them.
Right.
Like there's still a struggle for him. And I think that makes it so that eventually when something does happen, whether that's him dying or him doing something heroic, the payoff is there because they've laid the groundwork. And so I think that's the stuff with Omega that's really working really well, is that she has all these she's basically healed every single one of the characters, right? When she came in, they were all, the Bad Batch, they were all like damaged goods. And she's kind of one by one kind of healed them through her connection to the Force, her empathy. And that's just really cool that they all have that kind of.
It's because she's the oldest and the wisest.
That's
so,
true. So I really like that because I think it just sets up to potential to have some really emotional moments that kind of just really hit home.
Yeah, when they all die.
Is when they do, or when she dies to save everyone.
There you go.
I went into this episode thinking it
Much
was
better call.
the finale and quickly realized that I was wrong.
really. That sounds like something I would do.
I was like,
that sounds like what I would do.
Maybe it's just a shorter season, 8 episodes. I was like, maybe because I didn't know when the episodes came out. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're ending it here. And then, like 2
Dang.
minutes in, I was like, there's no way this is
We're wrapping it up here, huh?
can't be.
Okay.
Everyone's split up right
clip.
now.
Well, they caught the guy. Yay! That was a great final season of the Bad
series.
Batch.
That's hilarious.
So
Yeah, I think there's 15 episodes.
I think so. Yeah, because we just had the mid-season, whatever, 2 episodes.
Halftime.
Yep.
Which I don't think we talked about those 2 episodes. Those 2 episodes were good
Those were really good.
with all the
And
clone
Wolf-
showing
and
up, Wolf
coming
showing up.
back.
So I think
Hey,
in the
Leg-
finale
Lego,
he's
I
going to
need
get.
that minifigure.
That's true.
Lego.
Lego,
I mean, I don't need it, but you know what I mean.
you need it.
He should be an anniversary.
Send it to us. Lego. We would review
Yeah.
it and,
Oh, yeah,
and open
That's right.
it on.
I mean, can't you see?
You
It's
can't.
not.
And to see, it's out of frame.
Dang it.
We promise.
there's plenty
promise
behind
there's a
us.
lot of
There's
Legos
hundreds of
everywhere.
minifigures right up here.
Yes. How many minifigs do you have?
1,422.
Over
You shouldn't.
like 400. I don't know. I actually cataloged them all like a month ago.
Nice.
I got all the duplicates if you want to buy any. Just throwing that out there.
Do you have them in a thing? I'll come by and see what duplicates I need.
All right, they're all in the room over there.
Wow.
All right.
I already
We'll
asked
do
you,
some
and you
business.
said you didn't.
Well, I don't know. I need to see them. Anyways,
You're like a little store.
I think that's going to do it for the show.
Okay. So
We'll be back next week with more. Thanks for hanging out with us. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok before it gets banned. But
Are you pissed about that?
I mean, I've been working hard, but thank you, government. But yeah, we'll be back next week with more Nerd Age podcast. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. See ya.
See ya.
bye.
Yes.